Having a quiet disagreement with a friend is one thing, but when that silence becomes glaringly obvious in a bustling environment, like at the Caribana festival, where the friend is LeBron James, it takes on a different significance. For nearly a decade, LeBron and Drake embodied a blend of hip-hop and basketball royalty, sharing laughter at games, referencing one another in their music, collaborating on projects, and engaging in joint business ventures. They were more than just friends. They were practically brothers. However, that seems to be a thing of the past, as indicated by Drake's recent behavior. Welcome to Celebrity Cookies, where the tea is always hot and the stories come with sprinkles of surprise. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment with your take on the story. This year at Caribana in Toronto, LeBron was conspicuously absent for the first time in years. There were no celebratory toasts, no group photos with Chubbs, no extravagant displays of wealth, and no stylish Nike outfits making their way through the lively streets of Drake's hometown. Just an empty space where he should have been. DJ Akademiks believes that this absence carries significant implications. For Akademiks, LeBron's absence signifies more than just missing an event. It points to a deeper issue. He suggests that it indicates LeBron was never as close to Drake as many believed. In fact, Akademiks posits that Drake may have been under the impression of a strong friendship that was perhaps more one-sided. At a time when Drake was facing one of the biggest challenges of his career, he looked around at those he considered brothers, and LeBron was not there. Instead, LeBron was seen enjoying Kendrick Lamar's performance, singing along to Not Like Us, a song that has been used against Drake. This track had fans and celebrities reveling in Drake's struggles. While many saw it as just another viral moment, for Drake, it felt like a betrayal, one that didn't require words, just presence. LeBron chose to be with Kendrick, fully immersed in the experience like any other West Coast fan. This would have been acceptable, except for the fact that LeBron is expected to support Drake. Akademiks discussed the situation in a live stream that has gained traction on social media. Known for stirring up controversy, he approached this topic seriously, analyzing the rift in their friendship without theatrics or humor. He mentioned that he has been in contact with people from both sides, gathering insights and piecing together the situation. However, he chose not to disclose everything he knows, focusing instead on the central issue, the friendship, or the apparent lack thereof. I believe LeBron never really had a close relationship with Drake, Akademiks stated. It seems like Drake is more invested in LeBron than vice versa. This remark drew attention because it challenged the long-held belief that Drake was merely a fan who became friends with the NBA star after achieving success. What if LeBron didn't fully share that admiration? What if he saw Drake simply as an entertainer and a cool acquaintance, rather than as family? AK emphasized that he believes LeBron never regarded the rivalry between Drake and Kendrick as seriously as Drake did. For LeBron, it was merely hip-hop, just music and lyrics. However, for Drake, it felt much more personal. It seemed like a direct attack, public humiliation, and a conflict that transcended music. The infamous pedophile allegations weren't just clever lyrics, they were truly damaging. To Drake, anyone who backed Kendrick's actions, even in a minor way, was complicit in that defamation. Akademiks bluntly stated, they think it's just about rapping, just competition. But that's where the disconnect comes in with your friends. This disconnect was significant. While LeBron didn't openly criticize Drake, he also didn't come to his defense. In times of public scrutiny, silence can feel like betrayal. Chubbs, Drake's longtime friend and security detail, also noticed LeBron's silence. During Caribana weekend, he made a not-so-subtle jab at LeBron on his Instagram story. Man stayed home this bana? Lol. Thought it was tradition. With a few laughing emojis and a crossed fingers emoji, the passive-aggressive tone was clear. Chubbs was calling out LeBron for being absent, reminding everyone that LeBron used to actively participate in the Caribana tradition when the Toronto crew came alive in August. But now, silence. It's worth noting that LeBron and Drake have been spotted together at Caribana almost every year since 2017. It was more than just an appearance. It was a show of support for Drake's city and culture. However, now, during one of the most intense phases of Drake's rap career, that tradition has vanished. When considering LeBron's presence at Kendrick's pop-out concert in LA, where he was seen enjoying the performance and singing along, The optics are unfavorable. Drake, who has always been strategic about his image, didn't need LeBron to take the stage or make a statement. He just needed him to stay out of it, to remain neutral. But to Drake, LeBron didn't just attend the concert, he endorsed it. Akademiks went further, pointing out a deeper cultural issue, the differing views on beef within hip-hop compared to how outsiders, including celebrity figures like NBA stars, perceive it. He noted that Drake's team sees this feud as more than just music. It's personal and involves real-life accusations, brand damage, and potential harm to their legacy. In contrast, LeBron views it from a distance, enjoying it as a fan of a sport. This is where the misunderstanding occurs, AK emphasized. For Drake, this goes beyond music. It's not just a game. While LeBron might view Kendrick's diss as another typical moment in a genre filled with rivalries, for Drake, it's a serious conflict. The absence of support from one of his closest friends during this situation changes everything. AK even mentioned that if LeBron were to apologize or withdraw his support for Kendrick now, he would look foolish because he has already publicly taken a stance. According to AK, Drake feels that LeBron has made his choice, and it wasn't in Drake's favor. LeBron seems to think this is just basketball, AK joked, as if Drake and Kendrick are simply playing a one-on-one game and he's rooting for the best dunk. But for Drake, this is no game. Kendrick's comments weren't just clever lyrics, they were significant attacks that could impact careers, make record labels hesitant, and worry sponsors, potentially leading devoted fans to rethink their loyalties. In this situation, loyalty is vital, and silence can raise doubts, especially from those who were once in your inner circle, those who witnessed your rise, whom you confided in, and whom you celebrated in your music. This is where the emotional turmoil begins. It's not merely about public perception, it's about real friendship, genuine emotional bonds, and how fragile they can become when the stakes are high and everyone is watching. Drake has always been known for his sensitivity, but not in a weak way. It reflects his deep emotional ties to those around him. When he feels valued, he responds with even more affection. However, when he feels betrayed, he tends to distance himself from people, sometimes for good. We've seen this pattern with Kanye, Meek Mill, and The Weeknd, and now it seems LeBron James might be added to that list. This time, it's not through a diss track or a tweet, but through a conscious absence, an emotional and intentional withdrawal. It's unclear if LeBron will respond. Historically, he has avoided social media disputes, preferring to let issues fade and stay out of drama. However, this situation might not allow him that luxury, as fans are piecing things together. They are watching who supports whom and analyzing every follow, story, and lyric. As Akademiks noted, sometimes sitting out is the most powerful statement you can make. But if you opt out of the wrong situation, people notice. Drake has noticed. Chubbs has noticed. And now, the world has too. In the end, this may not lead to a dramatic apology or a public showdown. It might not result in a tweet or an unfollow. Instead, it could simply mean Drake will do what he does best, turning pain into hit songs and broken relationships into impactful lyrics. Perhaps by the next Caribana, there won't be any questions about who didn't show up, as there may not be an invitation sent out at all. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on the story.